It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tyrone Lowe. This is my show, The Legends, and I want to thank everybody that subscribes to me and show me love all over the world. So, in the House of the Legends is somebody that I've known for a very long time, and it's very funny because it's a little story behind the way that we was actually interacting, about maybe like 15, maybe, I don't know, maybe about 20 years ago. But I'm going to give you guys DJ B.
Hey, what's going on, family? How you been?
I'm all right. How you been, man? Everything's good?
Man, awesome, man. Happy to be here, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you a little story. When I started doing production, right, I used to come over to, I call him Butch, I used to come over to Butch's house and do my little remixes at his house, and you remember those days, Butch?
Oh, no doubt, no
And
doubt.
to let you guys know, Butch had owned a pizza shop downstairs, from where he lived at. And I used to come over there, man, and do my little mixes and, stuff like
Do your
that. And Butch
sounds.
was also an actual DJ at the time.
Still
So what we're
is.
gonna do, Butch, is we're gonna talk about the beginning for you when you started music, because you've been playing music for a very long time. So
Oh,
tell the viewers how you actually started, man.
my family's is music inclined. When I was growing up into a big family, I had seven brothers and one sister. I'm pretty sure you know my brother Kevin Thompson,
Yes.
and you met him before. But we always had music in our family, as like other families. We grew up with music, and so my mother was into the R&B, the gospel, and I just got gifted into the music, and that was 6, 8, 12. At the same time, graduating from high school, on my way to high school, I used to carry a beat. You know the boxes, the little small boxes?
Yeah,
I used to
definitely.
carry
Yeah.
the music box to school. That's how much music I love. So I'm on the bus jamming with, as you know, my idol, Frankie Crocker. So I'm in at night. They got the night mixes. So every day on the weekends, I'm over there editing, super editing. So you had no commercial, no nothing. I take it to school Monday, all the fresh jams. I'm on the bus jamming. And from there, I wanted to mix.
Hmm.
And from mixing, from doing editing mixing on a cassette to actually mixing, I bought me 1200s.
Okay.
And that's how it started back in the 70s.
Hmm.
And then I ran into Grandmaster Flowers.
Right.
And he had a sound system called Fantasia.
Hmm.
And I was like a groupie. You know, when you hear music and you hear a guy that you want to be like, I want to be
Right.
like Grandmaster Flowers. And I'm
Right.
pretty sure you know Flowers.
Oh yeah, man.
You old
Definitely.
school, bro. We come from the same school.
Exactly.
So Grandmaster Flowers playing all over Brooklyn. He had mahoganies, and I was just a groupie.
Hmm.
And say, listen, I'm doing this, and I still
Right.
doing it today, man. Grandmaster Flowers. He's
Yeah.
my idol, along with Frankie Crocker.
You know, Flowers played a very important part of my life too, because he gave me my first real major gig, Club Ecstasy on Eastern Parkway.
I used to go there too.
And not only that, Flowers was also responsible for me to learn how to hook things up, because he was technically
He
inclined
was a master for it.
as far as putting components together. You know what I'm saying? Because he'll be like, "No, Ty, that's not what you do," and he got a bottle of Apple Creek in his hand. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, uh, "This is how you do it, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what you
Mhm.
need." Because he can make something out of
Out of
nothing and
nothing.
make it sound like a whole
What?
different. You know
He's
what
a
I mean?
genius, bro.
Yeah.
He's a genius, and that's what made me get into the creep of sounds is through Master Flowers.
Mm.
There was no system better than Flowers system.
That's right.
And when I ran into him, I understand how the system work and operate. He can make something cheap sounds great.
Most definitely, yeah.
And not only Sowers did sound systems, he did the system that I was playing downtown Brooklyn called Studio 243. He did
Okay.
that system. So, I'm just grafted into music,
Hmm.
So DJing personally, the DJing on the studio with 243, like Kwame Sean, he first started there. DJ Scooter Love, he started
Right.
there. I was the backup DJ for 243 back in the 80s.
Hmm.
I'm just surrounded by great people and people that can teach me. And
Right.
I took their skills, learned to master the skills, and now still here doing the same thing I've been doing for my life, man. Gifted, loving
Yeah.
playing music, man.
Well, apparently, after a while doing it so long, you say to yourself one day you want to give it up, but I've just never ever, even though I made attempts, I said, you know what, man, I can't do this. It's a passion, you know. So let's talk about you because you're the man with the classics, and anytime you want to hear a classic, all you have to do is go to DJB because he got it, And how has the music changed from now to then? So can you tell the viewers about it? Because classics are the things. Classics always going to be the thing, but apparently, there's a very few DJs out there that's as deep as you. I don't even know anybody as deep as you with the classics right now. So tell the viewers about that.
Uh, when you grew up in the age of the 70s, in the 80s, and understanding what music is all about and the sound of the music, and while the sound of the music was real, it was real instruments. There's a gift like Earth, Wind, and Fire, Parliament's Funkadelics. You talking about James Brown? You talking about people with bands, Gap Band? Classics is not something that you throw yourself onto a sound and it's going to sound good. You got to have a gift and an art for it. So when I carry that love for music, I'm attached to that era. I'm attached to that era because that's true music.
Mm-hmm.
And when you got that type of true music, nothing can duplicate it today. Not one song can duplicate the sounds of the 60s, 70s, and the 80s because those are instruments.
Right.
Not no
Instrumental,
sampling.
yeah.
It's skills.
Right.
Now,
Definitely.
things today sound synthetic. The lyrics don't have no substance.
Right.
You might hear a good beat, and you might have 3 or 5 words you might understand throughout that whole song.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that I love what I do as far as the classics are concerned,
Mm-hmm.
I want to give back and let people know that the classics are not dead.
Right.
I'm
Right.
going to keep it alive. And so I constantly dig on the classics. So when I met ClassicSoul1075.com and a brother named Kim Murph, and I heard this station, one of the sisters that I met from the station that was listening to that station called Tisha Hayes. So she hit me up. She said, B, I need you to listen to the station. You know how it is. You say, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But one day something captured me and I listened to the station. I said, oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
this brother playing the classics.
Right.
So what I did, she said, "Won't you try to get on?" I said, "I don't know. I don't know if they want me." I sent my CD mix to Kim Murph. Kim Murph turned the owner called Sergio D on. Hey, listen, that was history, man. They said, "How many shows you want?" I said, "How about Monday, Wednesday, and Friday?" He said, "No problem. You want any more?" I said, "I start with that." And I've been on for the last 10 years, bro.
Yeah. Most
And
definitely.
and what I do is just strictly classics, man. Classic 70s, 60s. I go back far as 50s, doo-wop, house. That's what I enjoy, brother.
What do you say? How are the vibes from now with the DJs then and the vibes from back then? Do you feel there's a difference right now?
The only difference is the music.
Mm-hmm.
Because these young cats got super skills due to the fact that technology has changed so much. You know, we saw, me and you, Ty started in turntables, man. Now you got, then they went to CDs. Then they went to digital and things on the board now digitally. Man, you couldn't do that on turntables.
Right.
That you can do on digital right now. So the only difference is that it's more advanced.
Right.
But the music concern, it's not advanced. It's just dummy down. That's all. We dummy down our music because there's no really gift of playing and have vocalist specialists. Sounds.
I'm looking at the fact that I get a lot of music, and a lot of music's being rebirthed right now, but in a whole different aura. You might take a classic now, they might turn into a soulful house or Afro house or things of that nature. And a lot of these young cats don't realize that this been out for like forever. You know what I'm saying? And I told a guy one day, I was playing some stuff and he was like, "What is that?" I said, "You don't know what this is?" I said, "Maybe your mother and your father might know." You know what I'm saying? Because this has been out for a long time. It's just a whole different version. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is to you, Butch, music is like everything to you because I've been around you for a long time and I see how you roll with it and things of that nature. And is there anything that you want to tell those young cats out there about what's going on as far as futuristically? Because we came from a mainstream and we're upgraded now. So anything that you want to tell them about that?
Yeah, I'll tell these young cats today. Music didn't start today. Music started yesterday. For you to understand music today, go back 30 or 40 to 50 years and understand what music is and how it got started. It started from jazz. It started from super soul R&B. It started from doo-wop. Learn the method of history of the music as music transformed and upgraded itself. What they do is actually recycling the music.
Exactly, yeah.
So if you recycle music and you just doing music and not understanding the history of music, you're not really doing anything with just playing music. But understand the music because music back then, it has substance. That's why classics has longevity for that reason. You hear the real instruments. You hear the real vocals. So when you hear music and you got today's music, all it's doing is recyclable. You just put it into a digital machine and reproducing it.
Right.
It takes skill, but it don't take skill. But you ain't gonna press a button and make it sound good. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying to you that learn the concept of basic sounds. Learn the instruments. Learn the history of music. Learn where it comes from, because a lot of music today come from yesteryear.
So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna take a little break and we'll be back. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Don't turn around. You ain't really down. Playing the games you do. Someday, everything will be alright. Yeah, that different people make the world go round.
And it's all because of you, my dreams are coming true.
You're the sun that erases my rainy day.
Right now, I don't care who's watching.
For whatever the reason there might be.
With your love by my side, the world will be mine. You're the one for me.
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
But you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a course online.
You can do this.
You will find something.
You will find something new.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.
This is our house.
And we're back. My name is Tyrone Lowe, and this is my show, The Legends. And I have today on my show, DJB.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good to be here, bro.
You
Good to
know,
be here.
you moved from down to the South. So, and I know that you're still playing down there. Was it hard for them to actually get your sound? I mean,
I have a unique sound, which they are they so used to the Southern way of playing music, some of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm bringing something different, and I'm enlightening them to something different. So it's not bad at all. It's a new thing for me, Southern soul, which I'm mixing Southern soul and R&B, and they ain't too much favor on house, but I'm bringing them in because a lot of crowd that I spin for are mostly old school. So I'm enjoying that for sure.
Is the music a whole lot different than actually the way that New York is actually arranging it right now? Or
Only the style is different, but they don't mind. They don't mind something new. You know, they're very accepting to whatever you just give along. You're playing good music.
okay.
That's how I feel.
Do they actually do they know when they hear a New York sound? Anybody ever came to you and say, "Well, that's actually New York sound"? You know,
People that lives in the North that know about the New York sound, they know the difference. But people here, they're simple. They just want to hear good music and it sound good. It don't really bother them. But people that from the North, that's from on the East Coast, further north, they know the sound. That's a New York style.
right?
Because a Southern style is different from a New York style.
Is it? My question to you is, as far as being competitive down there, is it hard to get a lot of jobs down there? Have you really been working? Or
Word of mouth is good. I got DJs that don't do certain parties. They call me up. Also, I'm on a DJ website. So there's work. If you want to work, there's work. You know, I'm on a DJ website that got nationwide, anywhere from New York to California to Florida. So if I want to work, I can work. So I ain't scared of work. And I'm a retired person. I retired from work. So I go anywhere from Atlanta, Georgia to North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. And sometimes in Maryland. So all depends on my schedule.
you know, I remember a few years ago, you had called me up and asked me about getting some studio equipment, and you would actually want to get in production. Did you actually start doing production? Or
I haven't done production, but I'm still working on my room, and I'm just collecting equipment and getting my room together. But since I'm gigging, I'm working, I'm doing on the side, I'm doing the church, that's going to be slow. But God willing, within 5 years, I should have my studio done.
okay.
But
So
my DJ studio is working.
Okay. Oh, most definitely.
You know.
So, have you been up here since then? You know, to check out what's going on with the scenes up here, with the clubs and anything.
I haven't been. Last time I was in New York was maybe when I was last in New York. I was in New York in April. I only stayed there for a couple of days, but I didn't get a chance to stay and party. I just visited and went back.
Let me ask you a question, B.
Yes, sir.
Who taught you how to make pizza, man?
This Arab taught me how to make pizza. This Arab that my father owned a business, and he told me, he said, listen, if you want to own this business and run this business, I'm gonna teach you how to do this business. And he actually taught me how to run that business and do pizza. So when he left to go back home, and me and my brother took over the pizza shop. I eventually bought the pizza shop from my brother, and I just stick what I know, man. I've been in business for 21 years, man, and I retired from it.
Are you gonna take that down to the South with you as well?
Oh no, I'm taking my DJ business and leaving that alone. That restaurant business is too much work.
I hear that.
You know, it's a piece of business, any kind of business. As far as restaurant business, it's very stressful.
Okay.
You know, it's too many things you got to deal with. You got to deal with the state, you got to deal with the government, you got taxes, and you got to deal with what's the customers, you got to deal with regulations. So it's too much work. And since 21 years I've been doing it, I don't want to take it with me. I just want to do DJing because it's in and out. I do my gig and I'm going.
Okay.
Music is my passion.
So the radio stations down there, are they very reputatious? Are they playing a whole lot of stuff? Or are they playing things reputably?
I met Prince Ice, DJ Prince Ice, and at Guitar Center, getting familiar with my equipment. He was there. He was showing me some tricks, and he worked at 98, 101, 101.3, the big DM, and he's the only guy I respect as far as playing music like New York, because he's a New York style guy. But most of the time, it's the same old music. You're going to hear that same song one thing in the morning. In the afternoon, you'll hear it again. In the evening, you're going to hear it again. So, you know, it's radio. You know how radio is.
Right.
They program.
Are the DJs doing any master mixes down there on the radios and things like that?
DJ Prince Ice is one of the master mixers, and then you might have a weekend guy that do master mixes. So they might be they might be like a midnight. They might do a master mixes, yes.
Okay.
You know, but Southern Soul is hot down here, and I'm mixing Southern Soul and R&B and house, and that's what I do on my classic soul station. I mix it all up. I give it to you like soup, you know.
Right.
You know, I want to just give you one flavor. I want to give you all flavors, because music is international. Music is not just one flavor. So if I give you Monday, I give you Motown. Strictly Motown on Mondays.
Right.
Because the problem is Motown it belongs to us. So Motown is what we grew up on and what we respected, because it was a great vast of us involved. So we can never forget Motown, but everybody else want to claim Motown.
Right.
But personally, I do Motown strictly on Mondays. On my show on Wednesday, I give you gumbo soup. So on Wednesday, I give you Praise and Worship Wednesday.
Right.
And I give you, after Praise and Worship Wednesday, I might throw in all live shows the second and third hour. I might throw in some doo-wop, some oldies, some 70s, some 80s. Even some mix-match music. So Wednesday is always something different. Friday is all dance party.
Right.
So that's from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I like a variety.
Right. Well, I appreciate you for throwing some of my my Mixcloud mixtapes on your show, which has been done periodically through the years. You know.
Of course.
I want to thank you for that, man, because I just wanted to see exactly, you know, where the fan base lays down there as far as the reception to music. And, you know, I do a lot of gospel house and I do a lot of other mixes, but I appreciate you for just saying, well, listen, why don't you just throw something on there and see, you know, what it is, you know?
Yes, sir. Well, you know, I'm a DJ like I like the flavor of good music, period.
Right.
So I'm not limited to just one type of music. If the music is good, you can dance to it and it makes sense, I'm gonna play it, bro.
Right.
New artists or old artists, it don't matter to me. Most of my new artists, like E. Chris, the one and only E. Chris, he gave me some tracks. I love the tracks. I played it. You got music and it sounds good and people can move, I'm playing that music. I'm not like these radio stations where I can't play that, I can't program that, I'll take a chance with that. That's not me. You know, and that's the problem with some of these radio stations. They too picky and choosy about what they're gonna play. Just play the music if it sounds good. If it's grooving, if it makes sense, it's good feeling, play the music. But you know, everything's controlled by a radio station where certain music cannot be played. And at my station, Classic Soul 1075.com, you got cats like Kim Murph, you got Dr. Donald Grammer, you got Funk Lady Ari J, you know, you got Stamp Douglas, you got me, and you got big Sergio D. So you know, these cats play music, you know, and if the music good, definitely they play on the station. I'm telling you. We're not
My question to you, like I ask everybody on my show, you know, upcoming DJs these days, that's actually trying to do their thing and things of that nature. Is anything encouraging you can actually tell them about what's going on with it right now?
Well, I tell DJs, I'm from the old school, and I like new music, but the music that I celebrate myself with is good music. All the disrespecting music, you ain't got to curse 24/7, and you ain't got to disrespect 24/7.
I hear you.
So if you're gonna make music, make everlasting music that has substance into the music so it can last long. Disrespecting, cursing, and putting down people, it don't last. It's like recycling. It goes in the garbage. You might not hear it for another 50 or 40 years. You might not hear it at all. So if you're going to do music, and if you're going to mix music, make some good music. Make some good music. Substance music, something that's going to last long, something going to last for 30 or 40 years. And just enjoy it.
Okay.
You know, enjoy the music.
You know, so you have any upcoming events that's coming up that the viewers should know about?
I have an event that I'm doing this week coming October 1st in Columbia, South Carolina. It's a class reunion, and it's the year 1972. But they come and go, gigs come and go, and I choose my gigs. You know, I'm not like, oh, I get each gig and I want each gig. No, I just choose my gigs. Not feel like doing it, I do it. And I enjoy spinning music for Classic Soul 1075 3 days a week. And if I see a gig on the outside that I choose to take, because I don't have to, if I choose to take, then I take. But I've been doing it so long, it's like riding a bike, brother. You know, music is in our blood, right? You know, Ty.
That's
music
right.
is in us, right? So we do this for the love of it. Not because we have to do it. We do it as a gift, and it's a love for it. And if
Well, you know,
if people appreciate it, right?
Well, anyway, you know, I'm flattered to have you on my show, man. I'm glad to see you again, man. And even though we speak periodically over the phone, I'm glad to have you on my show, man. Come again, you know. And this has been another T-Lo video production, and you guys stay tuned for another episode. And this has been my guest, DJ B. Get his information, hit him up, let him know what you feel, and support him. And you guys have a nice afternoon.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.